the halls with boughs of holly. La 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 la. I can't do this. I can't do this. Is it a Christmas movie? Is it a Halloween movie? I can't do this. When do I watch it? When do I watch it? I have no idea. Do I watch it at Halloween? Do I watch it at Christmas? Do I watch it both times? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, guys. Help me. Oh my God. Another nightmare for Christmas. I don't know what to do, guys. I don't know what to do. Now that song's just going to be in my head. I'm watching a Halloween movie, and a Christmas song's going to be stuck in my head. What is going on? What kind of world are we living in? Is it still 2022? Where are we at? Oh no.
Tonight's brutal murders was described by police as Manson-like in its viciousness. 3 people brutally murdered and a 10-year-old boy being held in custody.
You haven't said a word for 15 years.
This summer, Rob Zombie unleashes a unique vision of a legendary tale.
Listen, be careful tonight. A lot of nutcases come out on Halloween.
Is the boogeyman real? Why are you so obsessed with the boogeyman, Tommy? Halloween night, the boogeyman attacks kids who don't believe.
Oh no, Tommy! Boogeyman's gonna get me!
I'm gonna cut that mask right off your face.
He's come back for his baby sister. To do what?
Yes. Is it a Christmas movie or is it a Halloween movie? Well, we are here to settle it because with the whole Deck the Halls thing, it's like you don't really know. What is going on, guys? We are continuing our HalloScream review series. Now, I do want to apologize. This is coming out very late. This Jeepers Creepers stuff and this Scare Timber stuff has kept me extremely busy. So I am getting it out to you now. And I will be able to, post a review for you guys tonight. Yeah, that'll work. So, so with Halloween 2007, you've got this remake from director Rob Zombie. And there are several fans of this film. I will say that. Like, this has a cult following. But overall, this is looked down upon from, like, critics and other people. And to me, I think that this is one of the worst Halloween movies. And I will get into the reason why. And it's not just the whole, do I watch this at Christmas time? Do I watch this at Halloween time? It's not just that. So this film starts off with a young Michael. You see a young Michael, and 50 minutes of this movie is an entire origin story. My biggest issue with this movie is the fact that we get just that, 50 minutes. 50. I literally had the timer and I looked and it was 50 minutes till we actually got to Laurie Strode. And so this is a 2-hour movie and you literally spend half or a little less than half of the actual film on just Michael's origin story. That's ridiculous. Now, this is a film franchise, and that, it's seen its ups and downs, but overall they've always kept this kind of mysteriousness to the character of Michael. Sure, they explain that a certain character was, or they would explain certain things, and they even explained that whole plot line of Lori being Michael's sister. Whatever. I mean, I wasn't a fan of that either. But when you actually spend this much time giving us an origin story to this character, you then have, like, you're ruining the character, and you just don't realize it, because, like, what makes Michael so scary is that it could happen to anyone. You could be walking on the street or going to the park, and then all of a sudden some guy could be stalking you and hunting you down, and you have no reason as to why. He has no motive. There's no reason as to why. He's just tracking you down, and he's trying to kill you. And I find that so mysterious. And whenever you make this whole origin of, oh, he's been bullied his whole life, and that's what made him into what he is today, and he was raised by bad parents, and that's, it's like it's a whole, like, negative look on bad parenting, I'd say. But you get that whole thing there, and I get there are some people out there who will say, oh, well, it's a different version of the character. No, shut the fuck up. It is not. I respect all of you. I love all of you. I love every single one of you who say that. But shut the fuck up. Because the thing is his name is Michael Myers, okay? It is a man in a mask hunting down who just so happens to be his sister. Later on, they explain that in the next remake. It is literally beat for beat. If you look at it, even the last half of this film is a uninteresting and boring beat for beat of, like, the original film. It is almost uncanny. Watch it again. It is so uncanny. But it's just less interesting and really boring. If anything, the first half of this film, despite it being a bullshit origin story, is actually far more interesting. Just because it's something different than what was in the last half, which is, like, almost exactly the same. And I get, but it's a remake. Okay. You don't have to make everything beat for beat like a remake. You can do different stuff. You can make it your own while also... And, I mean, Rob Zombie did do that. And there's just no disrespect to Rob Zombie, by the way. Everyone who knows me knows I'm not a Rob Zombie fan. I do not like Rob Zombie movies, at least. I like two of them. I like The Devil's Rejects, and I like Lords of Salem, and I think House of 1,000 Corpses is okay at best. It's somewhere around there. Every other one I think sucks ass. And so I'm not a huge Rob Zombie fan when it comes to movies. However, I do like him as an artist, like a singer. Like, I think he's a great singer. I think he's a nice guy. There are some of those Rob Zombie haters who take things a little too far. Like, they start hating him as a person. And I think that is wrong. Rob Zombie seems like a great dude. He respects the Halloween franchise. He loves the Halloween franchise. He loves horror. You can definitely tell that. It's just, give him Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He would fit perfect for that. Don't give him Halloween. No. This didn't fit. It felt too dirty, felt too grimy, and, like, I know the whole, white trash thing, but I swear to God, I can handle you. This is not safe for work channel. I say fuck all the time. I can handle that. But, like, the first opening, like, when you have, like, what felt like 50 F words in the first 5 minutes of your film, there's a problem. Like, they're sitting there at the dinner table. It's like, oh yeah, you fucking shut up. You give me that fucking bowl of cereal. Just fuck you, man. I don't even know what they were saying. They were just angry the whole time. It was like, and I almost contemplated on this rewatch, guys. I almost contemplated not even finishing the film and just shutting it off that early. Couldn't handle it. And I've always hated that about both of these films and about a lot of what Rob Zombie does style-wise there. And that's why I think he'd be much more fitting for a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because that's more dirtier, that's more grimy, that's more kind of disgusting in a way. So, and Halloween is not that. So it's never been that. It's never been intended to be that. So that's why I think his ideas would be suitable elsewhere. As for this, no. And the fact that he gave Michael an origin story to me was the biggest issue of all. Because think of it this way. Last time we had a little Dark Knight reference. I'm going to reference the Dark Knight again for you guys. I think we had a Dark Knight reference in Halloween 4 when I put it in there. Rachel! Well, we're about to have it again. So, think of it this way. So, when the Joker, he does this 3 times. When the Joker puts the knife to the person's mouth, and he's like, you want to know how I got these scars?
I want to know how I got these scars.
When he does that, he changes up the story every single time. And so you don't actually know. He does this 3 times with 3 entirely different stories. So you don't actually know what's the truth. So they keep that character extremely mysterious because it's like, okay, well, how did he become the way he is? Like, he's saying 3 entirely different stories. We don't know. And that's part of what makes the Joker in The Dark Knight so utterly terrifying. And then if you have Hannibal Lecter, Silence of the Lambs, you just know him as like this crazy cannibal killer who likes to eat liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. It's like, that's all you know him as. And he is so scary. And then you also know Norman Bates. I mean, Norman Bates, you can say he sort of has he's a mama's boy. I guess that's his motive. But, like, he doesn't even really have a motive. All the best killers out there don't have motives. Do you think Freddy Krueger, like, intentionally was like, that girl, I'm going after her. She is going to be the one I am kill. No. He just so happened to pop into her dreams. And it's like, oh, hey, I can kill you, and 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 yada, yada. And that was his thing. He just was like a dream master. No, no pun intended. With this film, they take the mystery away from Michael Myers. And that is the worst thing you could do. I don't care if this is a different version. I don't care what arguments you throw at me. Michael Myers is Michael Myers. This isn't Bob McFluffins trying to wear the mask and he's Bob McMyers, all right? If it was Bob McMyers once he puts on the mask and once he puts on all that stuff and then he was going and hunting down, people would be like, yeah, okay, that's different. That's Bob McMyers. Bob McMyers deserves to have that origin story there. But when you have Michael Myers, his name is Michael Myers, and you have him roughly the same, just a more brutal version of him. You have him roughly the same as you had him in the original Halloween. Where's the difference? Like, it's the same character. It's just they gave him an origin story. There's nothing else different. He is the shape. And that's what bugs me, is that they're making him human here. They're trying to give him humanity. He's not supposed to be human. He's not supposed to have humanity. He is a force of nature, a force to be reckoned with. It bugs the ever-living shit out of me that they would actually, first off, the fact that we even want to root for Myers. We're not supposed to be rooting for Michael Myers in these films. And they make his family such unlikable assholes that, you want Michael to kill every single one of them. And it's like, should we really be rooting for someone to murder someone brutally? That's what you're doing as you're watching this because of how awfully written those characters are in the first half. Now, once you get to the second half of the movie, you got Laurie and all that, and then you can kind of root more for them. And I mean, Malcolm McDowell, I'll say this outright. No one's going to be Donald Pleasance. No one's going to top that. But Malcolm McDowell does his own thing with the role, and he does an exceptional job as Loomis. I will still give him that, at least in this film. He sucks in the second film. But in this, he does a good job. And I guess if you're saying any character you want to root for, it's him and Danny Trejo. I don't remember Danny Trejo's name, and I just recently watched this film. But his character is like the only nice guy in that entire prison. Him and Dr. Loomis are like the only two nice characters in this entire film. It like bugs me to death. And then once you get to Laurie, of course. Once you get to Laurie, she's nice, at least in this one, not in the second one. And then, of course, Daniel Harris is Annie. Like, you have all of them. Like, Daniel Harris does an exceptional job as Annie. All the performances here, especially in the second half, they're all really, really well done. The actor who plays Michael, Tyler Mane, he does an incredible job here, too. He really captures the essence of Michael Myers and like the essence of The Shape, while also giving us a more brutal and more forceful version. I thought he did a really great job there. And then, Brad Dourif as the sheriff, he does a great job. He's even better in the second film, but he does a great job here. It's just, yeah, and see, like, my issues with this film, too, and I didn't watch the director's cut, but, like, the director's cut, this is the type of thing, and it's kind of sick and twisted that it's a director's cut, meaning that Rob Zombie put this in himself. He thought that this was a good idea to put into a film. Like, the gratuitous rape scene he puts in here in the director's cut, like, what? We don't need that in a Halloween film. Why would you throw that in there? It's so unnecessary. A lot of what happens in the first half is so unnecessary. And then you get to the second half, and it's an unnecessary, almost beat-for-beat remake of the original. I'm sorry, guys. It is. It's just a lot more brutal, a lot more dirtier and grimy looking. It's just a lot more, has just more of that. And there's like maybe some more kind of different shots and stuff and a few added scenes. But overall, it's like pretty much the same. And I don't know. I mean, Scout Taylor Compton, she does great as Laurie. I relate more, not in the second film, but I relate more to Laurie in this film than I do in the original Halloween. So there's actually a possibility I might prefer Scout Taylor Compton over just a little bit over Jamie Lee Curtis. But then she's also so ruined in the second film that it's just like, what? So, yeah. I don't know. Guys, this film is, man, this film is not good. The kills are, I guess, all right. The kills are, they're brutal enough. They're interesting enough, especially, the slit throat on the father and like a few of the others, the Danny Trejo's death and a few of those, like, they're all kind of interesting, but overall, it's just like, this is a film that did not need to be made. And I mean, you can make an argument that no film in history ever needs to be made, but they get made. You can make that argument, and I would agree with you. No film ever has to be made. It's just, they make it, and then it comes out. But this feels so unnecessary. It tampers with the lore. It tampers with the character. It's just, and the second might even do it worse. I don't know. It goes back and forth for me. But yeah, this is not a good one, guys. But what do you all think of this? Let me know in the comments down below. Are y'all fans of Halloween from 2007? This turn, I cannot believe that this turns now, what is it, 15 years old? Yeah, 15 years old. That's insane. So, 15 years old, 15 years ago, this movie came out, and yeah, I was luckily not there to see. I think that's the thing too. I've noticed this with a lot of Halloween films. If people like, for example, I know someone who prefers Halloween 2018 over the original Halloween. And part of that reason is because Halloween 2018 was their first ever Halloween movie in a theater. And going off that, I can understand. I can understand why this movie holds a special place in someone's heart. If this was like the first movie they saw in the theater or something along those lines. But God, I never saw it in theaters, and I probably would have hated it in theaters. This was not a good one. So that'll do it for my review, guys. Hope you all enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, share, do all that fun stuff. And I will be back on either Monday or Tuesday. I have to work out what day he wants to do him with my good friend Noah Torrance, who you all saw him in the Halloween 5 review. And he is coming back again for Halloween 2 because that movie somehow is his favorite film in the Halloween franchise. He has it barely over the original. So that's his favorite film of the Halloween franchise. And that'll be exciting because I'm not a fan, although I'm going to be rewatching it this weekend. Maybe I will be. I'm not a fan of H2. Not to be confused with H2O. No, I'm not a fan of that one. And he is a massive fan. So we're going to have almost a heated type of debate there. So it'll be interesting. Two buddies from high school slashing it out with one another. So, because we've been friends since high school, and it's going to be fun. We're just going to slash it out together. So definitely stay tuned for that, guys. That's going to maybe be the longest review on this series, but it's going to be totally worth it. You guys are going to love it. And then also coming up, I have more Scare Timber stuff coming up. There's a ton on the channel you can already watch. I've been very active in Scare Timber this year, and I'm going to continue to do so for you guys. And then I don't know how I'm going to balance my HalloScream review series with my 12 Days of Hell, but I will be doing 12 Days of Hell, the Hellraiser watch-alongs, and all that stuff coming up very soon, starting on the 27th. So you guys can stay tuned for that, and so much more. Anyways, that'll be it for me today, guys. Hope you all enjoyed this video. And I will see you all in the next one. And until next time, stay classy. Stay spooky, my friends. There you go. I almost did my other catchphrase, but stay spooky.